Lakers Nation, what is going on? So, welcome back to the channel with the new video this morning. And I just woke up this morning. I decided to, dive into a trade coming from an article, The Sporting News. And I thought this would be an interesting, topic to talk about, just fun conversation. But to be honest, guys, I'm not really sure how realistic this trade is. You guys let me know in the comment section what is your guys' thoughts about this trade. And I'm going to, give you guys my thoughts in this whole trade package and stuff like that. But it is saying that the Lakers could add a much needed defense in the blockbuster trade for Grizzlies 180 million duo. And after the season, the Lakers have started 3-0. They have continued to impress. They're now 10-4 the record and currently sitting in the third place in the Western Conference standings and have won 6 consecutive games. Shout out to the Los Angeles Lakers. They're undefeated at home, 7-0. They still remain undefeated at crypto. And they're like the only team that has lost a game in the Western Conference, standings at home. That is actually incredible. But most of their success is due to Anthony Davis and LeBron James in year 22 starting off the season strong. Davis is looking to be running for the MVP conversation and Defensive Player of the Year thanks to his stellar start. But despite the winning streak, the Lakers still have one major problem that they must clean up if they want to raise banner 18 at the end of the season. And that problem is their perimeter defense. The backcourt of D'Angelo Russell and Austin Reeves is just a redundancy. And, you just never know what version you're going to get with D'Angelo Russell. There's times where he's very inefficient from the field and he's having, off night, or he's just a cone on defense. But you can see the Lakers are scoring 117.3 points per game, which ranks in top five of the NBA, which is not a problem. Scoring isn't the issue. It's just, the defense and stuff like that. We're like bottom in the NBA defense, but the bench has been a problem. And I know there was nights where D'Angelo Russell would drop 18 points off the bench, but there was nights where he dropped 2 points or 5 points. That just isn't enough when, you got your point guard, Gabe Vincent, which he's isn't doing too much offensively. He's dropping bagels and stuff like that. And also Max Christie, he's not proven. I know this is like his, 30 year in the league, but he still has to work in his offense and just being more consistent. He's been helping us with rebounding and defense. I know he had a block the other night against the Utah Jazz in that, NBA Cup game at Crypto, but the Lakers, they need more proven veterans, like I said. And to be honest, guys, that's been holding the Los Angeles Lakers back. They're allowing 116 points to opposing teams, which does rank in the bottom 10 of the NBA. And it does say in this article, maybe the Lakers can change that by pulling off a blockbuster trade with the Memphis Grizzlies for Marcus Smart and Jaren Jackson Jr., with the Memphis Grizzlies being without their best player, John Morant, for an extended period of time due to a hip injury. And there's a possibility that they can fall in the standings, which may cause them to trade some of their big names like Marcus Smart and Jaren Jackson Jr. And I really don't think this is realistic, but maybe it's a long shot. The NBA is crazy. And, Marcus Smart was part of a three-team trade: the Boston Celtics, the Washington Wizards, and the Memphis Grizzlies. He got traded, of course, to the Grizzlies. Tyus Jones got sent to the Washington Wizards, last offseason and stuff like that. And Kristaps Porzingis went to the Boston Celtics, right? But you got to keep in mind, he was a replacement for Dylan Brooks because they lost him in free agency, and he went to the Houston Rockets last offseason, but this is his second year with the Houston Rockets. So maybe, they do make him available for trade, but I'm not really sure. Would I be surprised? Probably not, just because the fact that, last trade deadline, he was in, trade rumors and stuff like that, and he was also linked to the Los Angeles Lakers, right? So I'm not against it. Jaren Jackson Jr., I'm not really sure how realistic that is. But like I said, if the Memphis Grizzlies continue to fall in the standings, then maybe it's a possibility. But it does say in this possible trade, the Lakers could send D'Angelo Russell, Rui Hachimura, Gabe Vincent, Jalen Hood-Schifino, and draft picks to the Memphis Grizzlies for Jaren Jackson Jr. and Marcus Smart. And I'm not sure if it would give up first round picks, probably, or second round picks, but most likely it'd probably be some first round picks, just because, Marcus Smart has been to Eastern Conference appearances and the NBA Finals with the Boston Celtics. I mean, he had a long tenure with them and he's been there for a long time. And this is pretty much his second year with the Memphis Grizzlies, right? But you got to keep in mind the Memphis Grizzlies been, injured They were like the most injured team last season, with Desmond Bain, Jaren Jackson Jr., Marcus Smart, Santi Adama, if I'm not mistaken, and also their player in John Morant was suspended for like 25 games. And also when he came back, he played against the Pelicans, and he didn't do too bad, in his debut. But he also had like a season-ending, surgery. I believe it was like in his wrist. Correct me if I'm wrong. So that's why the Memphis Grizzlies have been, struggling and stuff like that without their best player in John Morant. Like I said, he's been out with a hip injury, and also Marcus Smart's been out for like the past 3 games. He's been out of the rotation with the right ankle sprain and stuff like that. So it's super unfortunate. And also, I gotta say, Jaren Jackson Jr. has only played 14 games for the Memphis Grizzlies, and he's been dealing with hamstring injuries and stuff like that, playing around 28.9 minutes tonight. But he was a former Defensive Player of the Year back in the 2022 23 NBA season, and he's having a great start to the season. He's averaging around damn near 22 points per game, 5.8 rebounds, and 1.7 blocks per game while shooting 52.7% from the field and nearly 35.3% from the three. So he could definitely stretch out the floor. He's a power forward, and he could play center, but he's a little bit undersized. He's like 6'10", weighs about 242 pounds, and he'll be a reliable option for the Los Angeles Lakers. Uh, he can actually block some shots. Like I said, he's very good on the defense end. Can you imagine him, pairing him next to Anthony Davis? This will be like the NBA's most dominant defensive front court while also adding another reliable scorer on the team. But you also got Jaren Jackson Jr. Like I said, he had a great start to the season, but it's been complete opposite for Marcus Smart, the former 2021 22 Defensive Player of the Year with the Boston Celtics. But this year he's averaging around 7.4 points per game, 2.6 rebounds, 3.7 assists, and 1 steal per game. So he's had a struggle shooting the ball as well, shooting 30% from the field. That is actually terrible, not even efficient, and shooting a whopping 21.4% from the 3 point. So he hasn't been like this great 3 point shooter, but he's capable of knocking down the 3 point shot and spacing out the floor. But can't you imagine having him on the perimeter, especially if we were to keep like a Cam Reddish? That actually be crazy for opposing teams and stuff like that. And what's the crazy part? Jared Vanderbilt is not even involved in this trade, but I know there's probably insiders and stuff like that just putting this out as like a good trade idea. But like I said, I don't see this happening. And also, Marcus Smart is like, he's undersized. He's like 6'3", weighs about 220 pounds. And also, the Lakers, they've been, struggling when it comes to defending, like I said. But I do want to show you Jaren Jackson Jr., his stats and stuff like that. Last night against the Philadelphia 76ers, he did play 30 minutes, 25 points, shot 8 of 50 from the field, 2 of 5 from the 3 point line, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, and 2 blocks. So you can see, his stats and stuff like that for the regular season. And also, I'm going to show you his contract on Spot Track, right? Uh, he is making around $25.2 million this season for the Memphis Grizzlies, and then it goes down to $23.4 million. And then the following year, 2026-27 NBA season, he'll become unrestricted free agent. So that's when his contract does end. And also, I do want to show you for Marcus Smart on Spot Track. This season, he's making around $20.2 million. And then the 2025-26 NBA season definitely goes up to $21.5 million. And then the following year, 2026 27 NBA season, he'll become unrestricted free agent. So basically, he's going to be 32 years of age. He's a good guy that could fit any contending team, especially like the Los Angeles Lakers. And he was, linked to the Lakers, like I said, the past trade deadline. And there's even reports coming out that the Lakers are interested in Marcus Smart. And one, like, are the Memphis Grizzlies willing to part ways with those guys? Like, would they even want to help the Los Angeles Lakers just because they're in the same, conference and stuff like that, both being in the West? And also, the main reason why they traded for Marcus Smart is because they thought he could fill in that void with, Dylan Brooks leaving them in free agency. And, the year before that, they were in the playoffs, but they lost in the second round to the the first round to the Los Angeles Lakers, right? That year. But you guys let me know in the comment section. How do you guys feel about, this trade and stuff like that? Do you guys like it? And I also want to show you the standings for the Memphis Grizzlies. So they're currently sitting the 8th seed in the Western Conference. They're 9-7, so like two games over 500. They're currently on a 1-game winning streak after beating the Philadelphia 76ers last night with Paul George suffering an injury in the game for the Sixers, and also the Lakers. This is actually insane. Like, who would have thought that the Lakers would be a top three, seed, starting the season like this, especially not making any moves other than coaching change and stuff like that, assistant coaches, and drafting Dalton Kinnick and bringing Bron James. So, like I said, you look at the standings. It seems like a lot of stars are just getting injured, and valuable role players in other teams. So, if I was LeBron James, Anthony Davis, I'm looking at the standings and stuff like that. You got to take advantage of this. I definitely think the Lakers should go all in, but you guys let me know in the comment section. Once again, I appreciate the support. Make sure you guys do me a big fat favor. Help your brother out by liking the video. Also subscribe and turn on the notification bell for future Lakers content, rumors, trades, updates, and all that good stuff. And I'm out of here. Peace.